Hey, my love, it's your girl, Corey Love here, back with another Carefree Cinema Conversation. Tonight, we have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Amazn1 himself, Alphonso Settles. You've seen him in many, many features, and we're going to get to talk about more. So before I bring him on in, I just wanted to give a shout out to 10 Times Better Soul Food, which is my sponsor for my show. Well, for tonight's show, and you can find them in Clinton Township and on East Point. They're open from 12:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at night, closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. So when you go in, just tell them Corey Love sent you. All right? So without any further ado, let me go ahead and bring in my guest for tonight, Mr. Amazn1.
Hello. How you doing?
I am well, and yourself?
I'm good. I cannot complain. I'm here.
Such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you for having
And
me.
you can introduce yourself, which I'm sure you don't need to, but you can just go ahead and introduce yourself.
Alphonso Settles, actor, model, father, entertainer, however you want to classify me as, bad guy, whatever it is. That's me. I'm here with the homie Corey Love. We getting a chance to just sit down and chop it up.
I know, I love it. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be a
No,
part of the show.
no problem.
Now, if you guys are following him on Instagram or Facebook, if you know that he's a model, like he just said. But my question is, were you a model turned actor or actor turned model?
It kind of happened simultaneously.
Okay.
When I first started, I used to work, excuse me, for this company. This had to been back in like 2015, 16, and they got me started with my first modeling gig, and
Mm-hmm.
like maybe 2 weeks later, I got my first acting gig, which was Ovid in the Art of Love with John Savage from The Godfather. He's a legend in the game, and
Yeah.
ever since then, man, I just been bit with the bug, and I've been working hard ever since. So it kind of happened simultaneously, almost.
Oh wow! I just was telling somebody about being bit by the bug for real because I did a little role, and I don't want to say little. They say no role is a little role, but I
No,
did
right? No
a
small
role,
roles.
and I was like, now I think I want to take classes and really do it. And it's so crazy that you really get that feeling and want to get into it. But
Yeah.
I didn't know you started 2015. I thought you've been doing this for a minute.
Nah, I started. Yeah, it was like 15 going into 16. I think I was getting started with that, but I just was blessed. I was able to hit the ground running, and
I
I was doing
know.
it at a time when it wasn't a popular thing to do. Like everybody wasn't trying to act. Like so, I just been blessed, and I'm here.
Wow, you hit the ground running and you damn good at it too. So
Thank you, thank you.
that's a big deal. I know some people do things because they're good at it, but not necessarily good necessarily love what they do. Do you love acting?
I love it. It's a passion. Like I have a passion and a respect for the craft, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna probably do this until the casket drop.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I eat, sleep, and breathe this, and I try to approach it, with a very motivated and professional mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And because every character that I take on, I try to embody it and become that person while doing it. So I love acting.
Yeah, you do embody.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that you said that you respect it too, because I've learned to respect it visiting sets and seeing that it's not what people talk about, like oh, it's just a movie, it's on Tubi or whatever whatever they want to. It's a lot of work. It's not what a lot
Oh,
of people think it is.
definitely,
So
definitely.
I'm glad that you say that the respect aspect, which I feel like a lot of times I advocate for y'all and tell people to
Hmm.
respect it.
Hmm.
I don't come to your job and say you're not flipping the burgers correctly.
Right.
So don't tell me what I do if you don't know how to do it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And with that being said, what you just said, you embody the role.
Oh yeah,
Now,
definitely.
in a couple of films that I've watched with you, Deceitful Passions was like one of my favorite out of a film. I like
Yeah.
he played me too. Well, one as
Right.
well. Cutthroat, but you always in Deceitful Passions, you kind of played the good guy,
Hmm.
kind of, and
Kind of.
then
Right.
in he played me in Cutthroat, you were not the good guy.
Not at all.
Do you think
Totally,
that
totally
you
bad
are
guys.
usually what's the word that they use in the acting world? Typecasted?
Typecasted.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to allow myself to be
Hmm.
painted into that bubble to where I get typecasted. I've said no to scripts lately if it's gonna be, excuse me, the same role that I've already portrayed.
Hmm.
And it's no disrespect to the writers or the directors, but
Hmm.
I have a right to say no, just like they have a right to say no. If
Right.
for whatever my personal reasons they are that I don't want to do the film, but I have fun being the bad guy, but I want to start doing more good guy roles
Yeah.
to show the range in me, and but I embrace being a bad guy, but I can be a good guy too. But I think that I've played it so well, I've been blessed to play it so well that when people see me, they automatically know at some point he gonna switch up on us and he gonna be what we expect him to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, we probably would think like, oh, he ain't really good. Do you have people that see you and then be like, I don't like you, based on your
Oh,
character?
oh man, listen, all the time, every day.
Uh-oh.
If it's not he played me, it's something that I was in that they hated me. I was driving Saturday. I was downtown. Not
That's
Saturday, but
funny.
Monday downtown. I was on Jefferson. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm riding. I stop at a light. I'm sitting at the light. Somebody pull up next to me, and I see them out my peripherals, but I don't look. And I see them kind of inching up, and they looking. So I kind of looked to the side, and the female, she rolled her window down, and she was just like, I'm gonna need you to pull over so I can beat you. You was wrong for doing that to them girls. You don't be doing them girls like that. She started laughing. We laughed at the light, but she was
Yeah.
like, no, you do a damn good job. We proud of you. Keep representing the city. We love it. We love it. And she pulled off. So it was all good.
That
But I
is
get that.
so
I get
funny.
that everywhere, whether I'm home in Detroit or if I'm outside of my city in another state. They it's the
Hmm.
same thing. So I love it.
That's so funny. Now, and like you said, you're home in Detroit, but I've seen you in Milwaukee, and if I'm wrong, quote me. Recently, you were in.
Well, I
Um,
haven't been to Milwaukee yet.
is
This
it
past
Memphis?
No, I was in. I worked with some people out of Memphis, but they came here to shoot
Okay,
it. So
okay,
I
okay,
was in earlier. My first trip out in September, I was in Daytona Beach, Florida, for a
okay.
film.
You
Came
are an hour
home.
and a half away from me. How crazy is that?
See, I didn't even know that.
I
So I was in
know.
Daytona Beach for like a week shooting. I came home
Okay,
for about 3 or 4 days, and then I went right back out to Atlanta. I was there for a week.
okay,
Came home 3 or 4 days, and I went right back out to uh, Dallas for a
okay.
premiere for a film that I shot back in January in
Mm,
Houston, but the
okay.
premiere was in Dallas. So we premiered it. That's called Kingsman. That'll be dropping. They told me it's gonna drop next month on Tubi or in November. So I'm looking forward to that, man. But I've been on the plane all year. I've been in and out of town all year long.
And that's what I said. I said I haven't seen you since Cutthroat, which is pretty recent itself.
Hmm.
And I said I just know that he doing some work. He gonna come and they gonna just drop back to back, back to back.
Yeah, yeah. The work is definitely coming, man. I just been away from my home city
Yeah.
and just networking and linking with other people and other places. I'm just trying to grow. I love my city, but it's time to expand and do something
Hmm.
different outside of here. So
Hmm.
that's been my main focal point overall, and I've been blessed to be able to do it. The year is just about gone, and I've been going all year, so I'm
Hmm.
I'm blessed.
And that's so true because I think I've been there at least 4 or 5 times for the year, and I have not seen you. So, and then I go to premieres and I've been on set, so that's like weird. Like you've been gone for real, for real.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
As an actor, what do you consider your strengths?
As an actor, I think some of my strong points are, again, I take this serious. I take it to heart. When I
Hmm.
get a role, I don't take it for granted because, you know, I had to grind to get it.
Hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I've been blessed enough to where people offer me roles now. Like they
Okay.
just call me like, yo, can you do this? Can you do
Um,
that? Don't worry about an
yeah.
audition. We already know. That's a blessing. Now
Yeah.
I'm not above an audition. I have no problem with that. But they just be like, yo, can you do this? Can you do this? I'm gonna send you the script, and see an NDA, and then we just try to make it happen from there. So for
Mm,
me, the seriousness of not taking it for granted. Being
yeah.
professional is one of my strengths.
Hmm.
Two. which ties into professionalism, just being prepared. You know,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're in a lead role and you got tons of dialogue and you got probably almost every day on set to be on set 15, 16, 17 hours,
Mm-hmm.
it can get grueling and we get tired, we get irritable, and
Yeah.
it's a lot that come with what
Yeah.
we do. So when people be like, "Oh, put me in the movie, that's easy, I can do that," that's borderline offensive because you have no clue what
Hmm.
goes into the preparation to even be in front of a camera to become somebody else and then make it believable. And
Mm-hmm.
three, I think the thing to me that's a strength for me, if I had to go top three, just being coachable,
Okay.
being able to take direction and also give it, because a lot of scenes in films that I've done, I've directed a few scenes like, hey,
Okay.
I think we should do it like this. I should say this and he should say that, and we move things around, and it has worked. Include what he played me one and two. So
Nice.
just being able to share the director's or the producer's vision and then transcend that, I think that's a strength for me too. So
I
I,
love it.
I, would- I would say those are my strengths.
Okay.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes in itself, especially saying that you're coachable. Because
Hmm.
I've seen people, and they could have had they don't want to be told what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
And,
true. That's
and
true.
I've seen scripts, and I'm like, yeah, this is a lot. So I've always wondered, how do you all study? Because everybody says it's not always improv; it's actual knowing your lines. So
Hmm.
how do you study that? I mean, I know you're professional, you embody the role, but just what is the steps that you take to be able to do these big roles?
First of all, you have to know the story. See,
Mm-hmm.
early in my career, and a lot of my counterparts are probably guilty of this. They'll get the script. It could be a 100-page script this thick, and they'll just thumb through the script and just find all of they lines and highlight they lines. And that's cool, but the thing why it's not cool is that if you don't know the story, you don't know why
Uh-huh.
your character is doing and saying the things that they do. Like, I give you an example. Like, my line could be, "Man, I'm about to go to the store today."
Mm-hmm.
But if I had read the story, I would know that the last time I went to the store, I was with my girlfriend and she got attacked and somebody shot at her because they tried to rob her, and the guys got away, but I'm looking for them. Now that I read
Mm.
the story and I know that, I'm about to go to the store today.
Bring you, yeah.
You see how that changes it? So
Okay, okay.
you have to know the story front to back, and if you have to read the script, like I have to read it 2 or 3 times just to make sure I understand every nuance of it, then so be it. But once I do know the story and I'm able to relate and understand it, then I go to my lines and I start breaking them down. I'm in the mirror. I'll say my lines in my phone and record it and then play it back while I'm in my car driving. And I'll say, just like listening to a song in the radio, I'll start saying my lines as it's playing back. There's so many different tactics that you can use for memorization, but
Mm-hmm.
you got to be prepared. So for me, that's one of them. I make sure I know the story inside and out. I'll call
Nice.
the director and producer and say, "Hey, listen, why does Ja do what he does? Why did he say that to Nadia? Why did he do this? Why did he
Mm-hmm.
do that?" So once we create the backstory, then that even more helps me to embody the character and develop a character and bring it to life.
Now that's a big tip right there. Putting it in your
Yeah,
car. I ain't heard
yeah.
that one.
Oh
I
yeah.
have
Oh, yeah.
never
I do
heard
all that
that
all the
one.
time. Hmm.
That's a huge tip right there. Y'all better run with it. Listen, if we're speaking with Alphonso selfish. We're speaking with Alphonso Settles, Mr Amazn1 on Instagram, Alphonso Settles on Facebook. If you're not already following, make sure you follow him and tune in. Listen, if you didn't just get that tip, I don't know what you want, but make sure you check them out and just replay this if you have to, so that you can get those tips to make you a better actor or actress. So now, I mean, I'm like really stumped at that. Like, I've never
Hmm.
heard that one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into it now. I've been on a few sets. I've worked on some sets, and like you said, it's not as easy as people really think it is. And we do
No.
get frustrated. I had one night, it was 6, we was going into the 16th hour, and the lead was like, "Man, I can't do it." It was like 2 o'clock. She's like, "I can't do this. I'm done."
Yeah.
I am done. You do it, repeating the same line, doing the different angles, and so it's not what
Yeah.
people think. I always
Yeah.
say
It's
that.
not at all.
It's before you was doing acting. I know you said you were doing modeling as well, but
Mhm.
before, what was your original career? What did you go to school for? What were you doing?
I went to Pasadena out in California, and I was playing semi-pro basketball.
Okay.
So I did that all the way up until, I just wasn't having fun no more up until like my late 30s. And then it just was like, okay, I'm entering a different phase in life. I got at the time a young daughter. I mean, she's 15 going on 16 now, but at the time she was a baby still. And I'm just like, man, I gotta find something else to do
Yeah.
because I can't play this game. It's not it's a young man's game. And I was
Mhm.
still playing and I still could play and playing at a high level. I just wasn't having fun anymore. The game was changing. Everybody living and dying with the three ball. I came from a different era of basketball. And
Yeah.
they letting these guys travel and do all these things, man. So I wasn't having fun anymore, man. So I really had
Yeah.
to sit down and have an honest conversation with myself and to really find out, okay, what's the next phase of life for me? And I didn't know for about maybe a year or year and a half.
Hmm.
And then, when I started working with this company and, they opened some doors for me and provided me with some things that I needed. And I'm
Hmm.
like, this has got to be it for me because I don't know what's next. And it's funny you bring that up. I was talking to my brother last night actually, and he was telling me, he said, "Yo, bro, like, we was talking about the acting thing, and he was just like, man, a lot of people our age don't get a second chance at a whole different career to
Yeah.
do something." He's like, a lot of us, we play sports, we talk about what we did, 15, 20 years ago that nobody even remembers and barely saw. But for you to reinvent yourself and you're still relevant and you're in people's faces and they see you and they love you and you good at what you do, he's like, that's a blessing that you don't that a lot of people don't get. And I didn't even look at it. I say, damn, bro, you know what? You're right. I didn't even look at it like that, man. So,
Yeah.
that's what I did prior to now and to come to where I am today, man. It's just a blessing. I'm just blessed.
Yeah. And it's a good thing that you saw where it wasn't for you anymore. You didn't force yourself to keep doing it because it would
Yeah.
have made you miserable. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
You got to know when to walk away. And when you do, you got to do it with no regrets.
yeah, that's huge. That's huge. You know what I'm saying? You making yourself happy because that's what you have to do at the end of the day.
Yes, exactly.
Now with which you say you did semi-pro
Basketball.
basketball
Hmm.
and then modeling and now acting. If you had your choice to like do all of those things over and have a total different career, what career would you choose?
That's a tough question, man, because I loved basketball. Like I
Okay.
got it
Yeah.
tatted on my arm. Basketball is my world, man. So
Uh,
I probably would have played,
mm-hmm.
but I probably would have tried to figure out a way to mesh the two, you
Gotcha.
know,
Mm.
and get started a little earlier in the acting realm. If
Okay.
if I could go back and do things over, I still would play because I love the game, but
Okay.
I just would have started acting a little sooner.
Okay. I like that. I
Yeah,
like that. I like how you say you would have meshed them. That would have been
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Really, really interesting. What's a question? I know that a lot, we talked about when people see you on the street, how they
Hmm.
react sometimes. But then this is my final question for you. Then we're gonna play a game. I love playing games, Mike, I guess.
Okay.
And so, what's a question that you get asked all the time from your fans?
Do y'all really be having sex in the movies? Cause it be looking so real. Do y'all really be doing it? I get asked that more than anything. Like
For
everywhere
real?
I go. Yes, that's the number one question that they want to know if these girls are you really having sex with these women? So to answer the question for the 1,000th time, no, we're not really having sex. Even if we might be kind of naked, we're not really having sex. It's just a movie. It's all acting. It's not real.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer.
Right.
No, it's actually true because I've been told that too. Because I used to ask it too. I ain't gonna lie. I used to be like, Dang, that don't look too real. Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah,
really seeing
we
stuff.
wanted to look real, but it is no
Yeah.
penetration is happening. Nothing's going on.
Yeah. Okay, so y'all got the answer. When you see him again, please don't ask. He just told
Right.
y'all, okay?
Right.
We're gonna
It
run
told
this
y'all.
back so y'all can get it. All right. So that's all the questions I have for you tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing you in more. Is there anything that you can tell us that you're coming? I mean, I know you talked about the one in Texas, but is
Mhm.
there any other films that you're coming out in that you can share?
Yeah, so the one in Texas, Kingsman is coming. That's the most recent one that's coming. I have another one called Deliveries from Eva that I shot in Houston earlier this year. I'm excited about that one. Don't know when it's coming, but we waiting for it. I'm excited for it. That Deliveries from Eva is kind of a newer version of Misery.
Mm.
But except for instead of him being a book author, he's a famous R&B singer with the who's dealing with a
Mm.
crazy stalker fan who's a delivery girl. She delivers to the house, and that's all I can say on that.
That's
So it's
I
called
love
Deliveries
it.
from Eva.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a dope project I'm waiting on. Just did another project that I'm not sure when it's gonna come, but it's called A Housekeeper. Did it with some talented people here. That's when you was asking me. That's the group out of Memphis. They came here,
Okay.
and we shot that here.
Okay.
Um, when I was in Florida, we did He Said, She Said. So they're in the process of editing everything up. So I got several films that are on the blocks, but once we wrap them, we don't really know when they gonna
Mhm.
come. They just when they ready, they say, hey, we got a premiere date or it's gonna drop on this day, and then we go
Okay.
from there. So I got several ones coming, and I got more this in the forefront that we're gonna start filming
Hmm.
too before the end of the year is out. So I've been blessed. I'm super busy this year and going into next year too.
Yeah. And I love what you said earlier too, that you talked about going outside. I mean, I know you love your city. I love your city
Hmm.
too. But like even going other places so you can, because everybody loves Detroit movies, they call them.
Yes,
But
yes,
filming in other cities opens up more avenues, open up more doors, and put you,
it does.
out there even more so. So
It
I'm
does.
excited about that for you. Looking forward to seeing you in even more. Like I said, you're an amazing actor. So
Thank
I
you.
know you're gonna be bringing it when you bring it. So I'm
Oh
looking
yeah.
forward to those for sure, for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And now it's game time.
Let's
So
play a game.
I get excited. I really, really do. People don't understand. Like I be so excited. But all right, so we're gonna play Would You Rather.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna ask you if you rather two things. I'm gonna give you two titles. You can tell me whether it's A or B or say the words, and you can explain why or why not if you choose to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But sometimes it's funny when people say why. All right.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
ready?
Yes.
All right. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life, or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
Air conditioning and heating.
Whew, okay. Would you rather be in a reality show or win an Oscar?
Win an Oscar.
Would you rather be in a Titanic and live or be a castaway for 30 days?
Cast away for 30 days.
Okay. Would you rather have a successful movie premiere or a big payout when the film drops?
A big payout when the film drop. It's part of the problem now. And we ain't gonna talk about that.
Would you rather be chronically overdressed, underdressed, I'm sorry, or overdressed?
I'd rather be overdressed.
Hmm. You never fail if you're overdressed.
Right.
Would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef?
A personal chef.
Okay. Would you rather be a prison escapee like in the Shawshank Redemption or a hostage like in Die Hard?
A hostage like Die Hard.
Okay.
I ain't trying to go to prison.
I know, right?
Right.
Shoot. And the final one, would you rather have telekinesis, which is the ability to move things into your mind, or telepathy, which is ability to read minds.
Do I really want to know what people thinking all the time?
I know, right?
Or do I just want to move objects, but gotta be hiding the fact that I can move objects with my mind? I don't know. Realistically speaking, I think I'm going to say I want to be able to move things. I don't want to know what people thinking all the time.
I
I think
know.
your thoughts should be for you.
Okay, I like that
Yeah,
explanation. That's a
yeah.
good one. That's a good one. Now you said that you let me go back. Hold on. You want to do Castaway instead of obviously living. You're not gonna die on the Titanic. You're gonna live. But why
Right.
would you want to be a castaway?
Because man, even if you live in the Titanic, you don't know if you're gonna live.
Mm.
That's crazy to think, man, I might be about to die. Like I don't want to have that feeling the
Okay.
death is
Okay.
in front of me. With
Okay.
Castaway, okay, I'm out here, I'm stuck. I don't know when they coming. I pray that they coming soon, but let me survive while I'm out here.
Mm-hmm.
But that moment of, and then you can go in a shock thinking that you're gonna die. That's a real
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like you could panic so much and your heart go in shock, and then you could die from that. I don't want to feel none of that. So I would just rather be stuck somewhere. At least I know I can survive. But
Mm-hmm.
being on the Titanic, I don't know if I'm gonna live through this, and I don't swim. So I'm straight, and then if I do
Okay.
swim, I'm out in the ocean. I might get ate by a shark, something crazy, something. I don't even want to be in that position. Just let
I
me
like
put
that.
put me on the land. Let me get some coconuts and find me something to eat, and we're gonna make it do what it do. I don't want to be nowhere on a sinking boat. I'm
I
straight.
like that. I like that. That's a good response. I really,
Right.
really like that. Nice, nice, nice. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a whole
Yes,
lot of sense.
ma'am.
Go ahead and tell my audience and your audience where they can find you on social and how they can get in contact with you to have you as a actor in their films and other things
Listen.
that you do too. Let us know.
Yes, you can find me on Facebook at my first and last name, Alphonso, Alfonso Settles, Settles. If you check it for me on Instagram, is Mr Amazn1. So it's Mr Amazn1. You can send me an email. I got booking information on there, or you can drop me a DM, and we can just kind of go from there.
Got it. One more question before I go. Where did you get
Yeah.
Mr. Amazn from?
Oh man, a lot of people ask me that. A lot of people like, man, did you used to strip, used to dance? Like, nah, man.
I
So
wasn't thinking that.
right. So Mr. Amazn, where that came
People
from,
mind.
because remember I told you I played semi-pro basketball, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh.
our game announcer, who he did our games. When I would go to because I could play, I was athletic, I could jump, I could dunk and do all that. So when I would come down and do something crazy on a break or get a nasty dunk or a crazy finish at the rim, he'd be like, "Oh, that's amazing! That's the amazing one right there. That's the amazing one." So then
Ah.
when he would see me outside of the game, he'd be like, "Amazing one, you the amazing one." So it just kind of stuck. So
Fuck.
one day when and I was before social media. So
Mm-hmm.
when social media came about and you was coming up, Instagram, you had to make up a name. So I didn't
Yeah.
know really what to come up with, and it just kept sticking in my head like Mr. Amazn, Mr. Amazn1, Mr. Amazn1. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna call myself Mr. Amazn1. And it,
It's stuck.
20 some odd years later, almost it stuck, and that's what Mr. Amazn1. So to answer the question, I never stripped, I never male danced. It was a basketball thing that was given to me, and I just kept it, and we've been rocking with it ever since.
It's just people mindset because that was not a thought for me. So me listening, you say that, and people really was thinking that's so crazy to me.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
so make sure you follow him, reach out to him, and hey, get on your films. It doesn't matter what city you in, book them. Okay,
Book
book
me. We gonna work.
'em. So thank you so much for being on my show. Super
Thank you.
excited. Glad that you took the time out to be here. Looking forward to meeting you in real life. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. We
ooh,
gotta make it happen. I'll be here. We'll figure it out.
I probably won't be back until next year.
That's
That's
okay.
that's what I say, but we're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna
Yeah,
see
we'll
you
figure it out.
somewhere in some set.
We're gonna definitely work it out.
As always, I'm your girl, Corey Love, here with the Corey Love Show, where we have Carefree Cinema Conversations. And remember, my platform is a positive place for all things Black independent film. If you're not already following me, make sure you follow me on Instagram at The Corey Love Show, or you can follow me on Facebook, The Corey Love Show. All right? Thank you again tonight for having Mr. Amazn1. Make sure you follow him on Instagram and on Facebook. You can see the information right here. And as always, guidance, blessings, and love. Good night.
Night.